So welcome back here to the first day of the All-Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. Here we have the Open Mixed Division, and it's a 12:30 game at Bendat Arena in Perth. We have some really exciting players here. They've changed their careers and their trajectories, and we're really interested to see what they offer to the mixed division when some of them have played in the open division for years.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting game, and like you said, people have changed divisions, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they go.
So I have here with me Hannah, who's the expert from Western Australia, and I'm not the expert from New South Wales because I've lived in other places, but I am aware of Levita Talupo, who is the on the wing attack for New South Wales. He was a captain of mine, so it's going to be really interesting to see the tactics play out of different genders in different positions and how they mismatch and match against each other.
Yeah, it's very exciting in mixed. Speaking from experience, it's definitely a different ball game than when you do play like playing men's or playing ladies. So yeah, coming into the mix is always different, matching up against someone of the different gender.
Oh, so they're going through their final pep talks at the moment. So yes, I'm Andrew Kennedy from Queensland, not biased in any single way whatsoever. And we're so excited to be here talking to you live on Facebook with all our great sponsors.
Yeah, so we'd like to thank a big thank you to DMAC Apparel, so a proud sponsor and uniform supplier of the Victorians and Mixed and Men's Netball Association. DMAC Apparel specialises in quality custom uniforms and promotional products. Priding themselves on service and quality using Australian manufacturers wherever possible, they provide a personalised service from start to finish and get the complete look that's right for you and your business, school or club. Reach out to the team at DMAC for all of your uniform and merchandise needs at www.dmacapparel.com.
Yeah, DMAC have been sponsoring Victorian netball for such a long time.
Oh, and good.
I remember actually in the dim distant past, one of the Victorian reserves teams had a quote from The Sound of Music on their shirt. What is it you can't face? Very, very healthy competition from Victoria. And we just love people because they're Victorians, don't we?
Definitely. All right, looks like things are starting to get a little bit exciting over here. We've got our players walking onto court. So our starting sevens for today, Andrew, would you like to say New South Wales?
Right, okay. So the goal shooter is Catalano, goal attack, Baker, wing attack is Talua, centre is O'Brien, is a player I don't know very well, but excited to see. Wing defence is the captain, Bedingfield, goal defence, Germek, and the goalkeeper, Hamer, who's a very tough guy.
Oh, nice. And we've got a start to the WA side. We've got Griff Thomas in goal shooter. We've got Marinee Piper goal attack. We have got Brinkworth in WA. Centre, we've got Austin. Wing defence, Janor. Goal defence, Demoniopoulos. And goalkeeper is Flegg.
So you can see straight away New South Wales has tried to pin the West Australian shooter way out of contention for a shot. However, West Australia got a penalty. That's the simple formula for mixed netball. Use your big man at the post and don't give away any penalties.
Just see the WA goalkeeper calling for that ball then. And it's out of court.
I've got to say, Hannah, New South Wales normally would not use this lineup. They would normally use Patrick Pillier at goal shooter because he's incredible, but they just need to give everyone a run, and they're exposing combinations.
Yeah, definitely at the start of the tournament, I think that is important. Make sure everyone gets a touch on the court, knows what's going on.
Catalano for New South Wales is a strong player. He's just not the decisive player that we have in Pillier, but he will gain confidence from the midcourt very, very tough experience mid-court. They've played many seasons together.
Let's go long wide ball there from Austin down to Thomas.
So this is the first 5 minutes of a tournament. Just getting the nerves out. No team has scored. It's just end-to-end stuff, and all the defense is dominating.
Yeah, a nice strong take from Austin on the circle edge. He'll give it to Piper. Little shooter connection there, and Thomas thinks he's first.
Well done, Thunder. First goal on the board.
Oh, a big fly from Flegg. And New South Wales answer with a big long
And
bomb.
that's the experience of Catalano feeding in and out for a double play. And yet he didn't nail that shot, but he followed it in.
That's it. Third time lucky. So WA centre pass again.
Very nice take of the centre pass by the West Australian goal attack. She had great timing there.
Thomas just looking for that quick flick off under the post. Wasn't on. And he gets a penalty shot.
Well, maybe the West Australian team has settled first. They look to be confident going to the goal at the moment.
They do. And looks like that was a break against the New South Wales wing attack. So Talua just giving away those 1%ers early. That's it. Thomas just not confident on that mid-range shot just yet, warming up.
So
We'll have a look this time.
Thomas is doing a good job of calculating when to take the shot.
He is, yes.
I don't want shooters to take a risk. They need to get it in, don't they?
They do, and Thomas is definitely not comfortable for those long bombs normally, so you will see him today work it to the post. A lot of balks.
You can see Hamer is really looking for an intercept or a rejected shot, and for the moment, Thomas is taking the space in his own time. So maybe Hamer has to mix it up or try a different tactic.
It has. So a nice pick up from WA. Taking their time, bringing it down court, which, like we said, everyone's got to settle in their nerves. Nice little offload to Piper in goal attack, and sinks her first goal of the game.
Wasn't that a great offload to a shorter player? Because the deception is legitimate. You don't really calculate as a defender that the shorter player will get the ball.
That's it. So New South Wales in possession. Again, taking the easy options down court. And well defended by West in that circle. And Austin pressure on the circle edge, picking up that loose ball. Straight over the mess down to wing attack. And back in the hands of Piper.
Western Australia is romping away at the moment. New South Wales is in disarray. The Thunder are ahead 7-2, and they just seem to know where each other are in the goal shooting circle particularly. I know that New South Wales haven't put up their best line, but you need to have some pride and some connection.
So a contact call by the looks. No, breaking call against the wing defence for New South Wales. That was just Bedingfield. Offload not quite working this time to an unbalanced Piper.
Yes, Thomas has just offloaded to his partner like recently on the last two plays. Maybe he needs to take the shot responsibility for himself.
And working in Thunder's way, getting the possession off a loose ball once again. Can see New South Wales kind of playing a sad game here in their defence. It has worked in this instance. Again, taking the easy option down the court. New South Wales having a look. And Damianopoulos all over that one in the circle. Oh, contact call. Looks clean from up here, but umpires see it best down there. So we're coming up to halfway through the first quarter. Western Australia is leading 7-3. Can New South Wales finish this one off? Nice little offload. And they do. So 3 goals different.
I love the difference between male and female athletes in mixed netball. Even though netball is supposedly for single gender competition, I love the fact that women are so smart and that men are so athletic. It really gives a contrast in style.
It does, doesn't it? And it's such a different game when you're out there.
And you, Hannah, as an elite player, you would know how to take advantage of men.
Definitely.
In a very G-rated way.
On court, you mean. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing for me when I first came into the mixed environment was remembering how athletic the men can be, and growing up playing, ladies only, girls only, is that you could put the high balls up there, whereas when you go to mix, you definitely cannot put any high balls up because the men will 100% get it. But in another way, even though the men are so physical and so athletic, they are much nicer and gentler on court than when you play the women. Oh, great baseline drive there by Piper. Gives it back out to Brinkworth.
Is it Pepper? Sorry,
Piper. Yes.
She is really a smart player. I can see she's dominating that baseline, and she has the timing to do so.
She is great on that in that circle rotation.
So what should New South Wales do against a balanced shooting circle?
I think what they need to look out for is the quick offloads, because Thomas will do those all day, every day. And then I'll be trying to force him away from that post, because we know, as we've already seen in this game, he doesn't want to shoot the ball from out far. So force him out and then try and keep Piper out of the circle as much as they can, because that's where she's dangerous.
Well, exactly. It's a traditional approach to the game, isn't it?
It is.
Have the big man at the back and the zippy girl at the front who can carve and cut, because she's very experienced. She could, there we go. She took a screen for herself and open in the backspace. She's just so clever. I really think New South Wales have not been playing to disentangle the 2 West Australian shooters for the moment.
No, for sure. We just saw a wary pass. Placement wasn't great into Catalano in the circle, and WA have taken advantage. Luckily, Baker's onto it, though. She gets the ball back. Hard drive down to Catalano, and they draw the contact call.
Well, isn't that the cleverest player on the team? The goal attack on both sides are really shining. Hannah, were you a goal attack?
Yes.
Oh, stop. I could not have guessed.
Yeah, goal attack, wing attack for me. Especially when I did play mix. It's way too short to be in that goal shooter position when you've got the big male goalkeepers in there.
But we do love a good player, no matter who they represent. And at the moment, it's the goal attacks from both sides. West Australia's leading 9-7 with 4 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, and talking about the goal attacks, Baker just did a fantastic defensive tip then. Led to New South Wales getting that ball possession back.
Oh, Paki Jensen has replaced Levita Tallulah at wing attack. And Paki and I played together as well, but he is a gritty player. He just works the ground so hard, and he'll get that ball no matter what it takes. So it's looking like a New South Wales Open men's team, but it's the mixed team.
Just with some females in there. A nice tap there from Janor. I really would like to see 2 hands on that, taking the intercept. And Baker with a mid-range shot.
Beautiful balance on that shot. a bit of an argy-bargy from your wing attack and our wing defence.
I have been seeing that a little bit starting to come to play. So Brinkworth and Beddingfield, who is the captain for New South Wales.
The umpire hasn't called it, so they're just going to keep going.
They will.
And how feisty will it become later in the match?
That's it. So New South Wales are taking the lead for the first time in the game here, 10-9. West Australia need to step up now. That's it. Really like to see some first ball attempt from the West Australians now. Just allowing that ball to go over their heads to the New South Wales. And they're lucky enough to get the rebound, but Flegg throws it out of court.
Hannah, would you say that your Thunder team is this lineup is the strongest lineup that you have?
It'd be interesting to see different combinations would bring. There's definitely, all of the players out on court are really strong players. So I think it's just how they settle into the game. As you said before, they were kind of the first to settle at the start, but they've lost that intensity that they first came out onto court with.
Yeah, but also New South Wales actually is sinking shots, and it is a simple problem in netball. Can your shooters sink it? If they can't, you can't win.
Yep, very true. No matter how much defensive work, if you can't get your goals in.
No umpire can give you a goal no matter what.
It'd be nice if they could, wouldn't it?
Oh, please.
Some better defensive pressure through that centre third there from WA. And New South Wales just not capitalising on that possession. Obstruction against Jermich.
What do you think about having the male centre court player in centre? Is he too far away from the feed? Or the New South Wales position of having the male player in wing attack, is that a problem that creates a defensive gap?
Yeah, I think it's completely what combination you have out there in the matchups. Scotty Austin out there in centre for WA at the moment. He's a great player wherever you put him on court, really. But he does really set the pace if you do have him in centre for that attacking style. Very sag-off defence style. As you can see here, he's got hands over pressure. But it's not too tight one-on-one on that body. Whereas if you had a girl who's obviously been brought up one-on-one tight defence through that centre court, can make a complete difference in the defensive end. Possession call going in the way of goalkeeper Brendan Flegg. Catalano getting a hand to it, but not lucky enough to get possession. Oh.
Well, that was a real miscalculation from Western Australia. They should have more options coming towards the ball, but there's only 20 seconds to go. So they're willing to take a risk. Are they going to take the right one?
Not the right risk there
No.
on this occasion from Austin. New South Wales still got a few seconds. Bomb it down. And luckily for WA, Flegg is onto it. We've had a bit of a Falcon happen.
Oh, no goal.
No goal.
New South Wales are ahead 11-10. This is the first quarter of the first round in the open mixed titles of the All-Australian men's and mixed netball. So we're here at the All-Australian Men's and Mixed Netball titles for 2023, and we have Western Australia Thunder versus the New South Wales Open team. So Hannah, any feedback for your team, the Western Australians, in that first quarter?
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more one-on-one defensive pressure. I think I said at the end of the quarter we did see it a little bit better through that centre third, but I do think they can shut that ball down in our attacking third. And just have a look in attack. It seems very not intense from up here. I don't know if it looks like that to you, Andrew, but the intensity could probably lift a little bit.
Yeah, but how do you coach intensity? Like, it comes down to the passion of each individual person at the time.
Very true. Doesn't look like there's been any changes on the WA team. Can you see any for the New South Wales team?
I'm just checking down the court. No, they're all the same.
All the same? To come out with...
But they have brought back Levita in wing attack and Paki Jensen's gone to the bench. So I'm not quite sure if there was an injury or just a bit of a switch around in that first quarter.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit of a communication time to give feedback.
So
from
Hannah,
coaches.
Yes, exactly. Very important to just cool your jets occasionally. But Levita is such an experienced player, so I guess there was a niggle or something. But, oh gosh.
Oh.
So Hannah, is there a limitation to the number of substitutions they can use in a game?
No, not that I'm aware of. Rolling subs, go as many as you want.
So they just get in that blue box and they can change all the time.
Yep.
So it's actually a really smart tactic, if New South Wales was doing that deliberately, to freshen up a key position like wing attack between two very smart, experienced players.
Yeah, so some great patience there from Ruth and Brinkworth in the wing attack just then. Passing it back as didn't like what she saw in the circle for options. Got an uncharacteristic miss there from Thomas under the post, but looks like it was caused by an obstruction or a contact. And he sinks the penalty pass.
That's what a shooter would say, caused by the obstruction.
Well, that's right, yeah. Doesn't go down on the shooting stats, so it's all good. So we'd just like to take this opportunity to thank another one of our sponsors is Metro Plumber. Metro Plumber, 40 years experience in northern and western suburbs of Melbourne. For all of your general domestic plumbing needs, proud sponsor of Victorian 2023 or 23 and under men's team and VMNA.
So your shooter then, Thomas, he just threw the ball off the post. It was so clever, and I think that's something we've taken from our Pacific Islander friends. People like Catherine Latu used to do that all the time, and so it's really, like, it's a simple thing to do, but if you can incorporate deception into your game, then...
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
If you do get a chance to watch Jerome Gilbard play, so WA shooter and Australian shooter, have a look. It's his specialty at the moment. Seems to be what he likes to do, so you'll definitely see a lot of that coming from him this tournament.
He's a very fast player as well.
Look, I think he'd be happy if he said that. I haven't seen much speed from him lately, but...
Well, his body is not fast, but his decisions and hands are fast.
His brain, yes, that's right.
That's what you need in a shooter. You don't need someone just to sit at the back like a lump.
Oh, perfect pinpoint pass there from Piper.
Just like that dodge was really, really smart. And also, Piper saw it. She's very clever and astute.
Just that trust. I was about to say the trust to let the ball go and it's coming off, but goalkeeper there for New South Wales, Hamer, he read that beautifully, came out and took that clean intercept.
Well, what can Hamer do against someone so tall as Thomas other than come out?
Yeah, that's right. You've got to stop that ball before it gets into the shooting circle, which, I mean, goes for any team, really. How to win a game, stop the ball before it gets there.
Maybe every player should be on defence. Maybe
yeah.
That's a good idea.
I don't know.
Even the goal attack.
What a good suggestion, yeah.
I love a good goal attack that can get intercepts like Helen Housby. But we're yet to see them today. But I reckon during the week we'll see some stars emerge.
We will. So Brinkworth just dropping it down low for Piper. Not the correct placement out to Austin on the side of the circle. New South Wales are now passing around, just making sure they keep that possession.
Well, there's a zone from Western Australia in the middle, so they're clogging the middle, but that fell apart.
Very easily, didn't
Yes,
it?
because the centre player was way out of position, and then New South Wales just played through it.
That's it, Baker again, playmaker. Ooh, umpire calling it back. And a nice little load off to Catalano. It's where that discipline starts to come into play in the defensive circle for WA. Looks like we've had a bit of a rolling sub change here. We've got Keenan Haldon coming on, Scott Austin going to the bench.
What is Haldon going to offer this lineup?
A little bit more speed. I wouldn't say any more youth over Austin, but a little bit more speed, a little bit more dynamic on court, especially in the defensive end.
He gave a swat at that pass then, but not particularly effective because Baker just carved her face to the front.
She did. Seeing that come out now as they settle into the game in the shooting half. And umpire has seen the argy-bargy between that lineup there, and Brinkworth has been called for the contact.
Oh my goodness, an attacking player called out.
That's how you know it was bad. So we've got Damianopoulos stuck outside the circle, but Flegg reads the play well.
Really lucky there from Levita to get that ball through, because he waited it for a player that was undefended, but he didn't pay respect to your West Australian defenders that could come back. So they challenged the ball, and it was lucky to get through.
That's it. There's that first ball attempt coming from Janor that I spoke about in the first quarter. I think that both teams need a little bit more aggressive towards that ball. What do you think, Andrew?
Oh, well, I know what these New South Wales people are capable of. And Catalano then was just being pushed around. You've got to have authority. You don't have to push as a player within the rules, but you need to keep your ground. So, yes, you're exactly right, Hannah.
Yeah, Piper just popping it up. Complete trust in Thomas under that ring there, double defended.
Oh, Piper in Akers' space, and she's creating a mismatch and an option to the side in all times. So it creates space for Thomas as well. Very smart.
Yeah, very hard combination to defend as they're entering the circle down there for New South Wales. I do think they can step it up a little bit more. Like you said, own that circle, demand the space, demand the ball. Just come around and get those intercepts.
Yeah, and even as good as Baker is, Catalano does not hold space in the way that you would hope of your big male player. He's being pushed around, so he needs to take some authority.
Yeah, definitely widen that stance, tighten that core. Positioning's not been too bad, so I think he can do it. A nice relaxed option to go back from Janor.
Oh, that was a bit of a rushed pass, and New South Wales, they anticipate. Gosh, the scoreline is so close. 1 goal the difference at the moment, and I'm not sure where the difference is going to come.
Ooh, interesting call there from the umpire. Contact goal shooter. Certainly didn't see anything from up here.
As you wouldn't see, because you're a shooter.
I mean, I saw the space between the players, but...
Yeah, I think it was a bit of an iffy call, but, you know, they're much closer.
They are much closer, different angles. Little 1-2 between Thomas and Piper.
Great work, Thomas. I feel like at the beginning of the match, he wasn't really on song, and now he's got his balance.
Settled in. Janor comes through, misses pulling in that intercept though, and it's a New South Wales throw-in.
So what are New South Wales going to do? Yes, that's a classic New South Wales structure. It's for the goal defence to do a decoy and the centre to come through and give it to the wing attack. Oh, sorry,
well,
I gave it
Thanks
away.
for that.
But it's hard to defend. Like, The best structures are either blindingly obvious or hard to anticipate and defend. And there we go, the result. So it's still 1 goal the difference. Western Australia is ahead 17-16 with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, right idea there from Haldon to tap it off to the goal shooter, but just not pulling off in the end. So New South Wales now taking charge down the court.
Where did this pace come from all of a sudden?
They found it.
But they didn't need to run. They just moved to the space at the right time. And the ball did the work. So that is perfect netball. And yes, the shot.
Yeah, Catalano getting absolutely smashed from both sides there in the circle and then comes away with the goal. I'm really liking the patience that New South Wales is showing. A little bit too much patience there on that one. A bit too long holding that ball, but showing the patience needed. They're not rushing any silly passes down there. And then a great feed then from Brinkworth.
That was a great, smart feed because you need to give the ball to a player who has defence on them, but they will beat the defence. So Thomas pulled it in and he got the shot.
See Piper trying to set up the screen, didn't quite come off. And a nice little feed from Haldon. Straight to a goal from Thomas.
Just lost the ball for a second there, New South Wales, but they came up with the pickup. They did that so that their net points get pumped up, don't they? I want a pickup.
That's right. So we've got 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. WA is 2 goals up. What is your prediction for the rest of the game, Andrew?
Okay, well, having been in a privileged position, I know that New South Wales have a whole lot of expert players on the bench, like Patrick Pillier. If the ball gets within 100 metres of him, he'll sink the shot. So I really feel like if he gets put on for Catalano, New South Wales could probably rump away with it.
Yeah, a bit of a playmaker, you reckon? Game changer?
Well, he's not a playmaker. I actually don't think that he's the most amazing natural talent in netball, but he certainly can shoot the goals, and he has learned over the years to position his body really cleverly. So if we see that, New South Wales should get ahead. And I'm not aware of the other female players on the team, so I don't know what we're going to see. But we're definitely going to see a lot of rotation.
Yeah.
So, Junior M League, are you a 17 and under or 14 and under boy or a team of boys wanting to play netball? Join the best competition in Victoria, playing Wednesday nights at the State Netball Centre, and get in touch with our Junior M League coordinator, Craig, via mleague@vmna.org. We're always looking for new players to be involved. So get down to M League in Victoria. They have blooded Australian captains and star players for years.
So WA with the ball again. Slow ball movement down, just making sure they're getting Thomas right into his range. And just tips over the edge for that one.
So Thomas is a real tower of strength there. Piper, she is the foil that creates that, but not on that occasion. Just as
Spoke too soon on that one.
I was trying to chalk her up. Yes. And as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, the women are smart players in these situations and the men are the athletic players. And Thomas, yeah, he can't do everything. And Piper, she's the smart general at the front.
Yeah, for sure. So WA just holding back, giving them New South Wales players a little bit too much room there. And they find Catalano quite easily under the post.
And we've only got 40 seconds to go in this first half. Can Western Australia push it out to 4 goals?
Oh, a little elbow in the back there from Howden to the centre. Centre gets called for it.
You dodgy West Australians. But that's the game, isn't it? You need to be able to play so that the umpire doesn't tell you that you're breaking the rules.
That's right. New South Wales got the ball back, so the netball gods worked. We've got O'Brien with the ball now.
Yes, only a few seconds to go. Now, Levita's got the ball. He does know how to feed that in, but they're not going to be there in time. Oh, a contact from your goal defence. Probably badly timed.
Yeah, just a little bit disappointing, I suppose, on the discipline of that one. But on the opposite side of disappointing was that reject from Brendan Flegg, goalkeeper then stopped the goal.
So here we are at Bendat Sporting Arena. Hannah and Andrew commentating on the open mixed netball, and West Australia's leading 22-19. We're going to the halftime break.
Having a pretty good season this year, Andy.
By the look of this lot, you are too.
Well, we've got a good team out in the field. You want to go meet them?
Sure. So what do you grow here?
We've got broccolis, collies over there, carrots, you name it. We harvest it today, catch. And it's in the stores tomorrow.
So you guys are the midfielders of the fruit and veg.
At Spot Shed, we grow it.
We sell it, you save.
Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au. Giving this season everything we've got. Just try and stop us. Don't miss the excitement of West Coast Fever at RAC Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketek.com.au.
So welcome back here. We are at Bendat Sporting Arena for the All-Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Association Championships for 2023. It is Western Australia leading New South Wales by 3 goals. But if we look now, the changes that I mentioned, Patrick Pillier is on at goal shooter, and I've seen this guy play like he's a gun. However, he's not in the same condition that he was when he was the star New South Wales shooter. That's not to say he can't do it, but he's just not invested the same amount of time that he would have if he was a men's open player.
Other things in life have started to come up.
Well, it's very important, you know.
That's right.
Everyone here has a balance in life, but this week, one thing matters.
Netball.
Oh, and the presentation ceremony and all the beers.
Oh, definitely. Have a bit of a fumble. New South Wales have come away with the ball. We've had a few changes now in the West Australian lineup. We've got Dylan Gunn coming on to goal shooter, which is sending Griff Thomas to the bench. Morgan Stiles into that centre role. Scott Austin has dropped back into wing attack, which led a spot to bring on Morgan. Also had a couple of changes of the defensive end. One change is Liz Jonefield coming onto that goal defence spot.
So in New South Wales, we've got Oni Bayavatu. He's come on to goalkeeper. Patrick Pillay is at goal shooter. Pucky Jensen, or Hayden Jensen as he's known, is at centre. Now, unfortunately, I don't know the names of all the women, but we will endeavour to bring that to you very quickly.
We've got Gunn possession under the post, bit short. Gets the rebounds and sinks the second. Contact call against Laura Janor in the wing defence bib.
That was such a great dodge from the New South Wales wing attack there. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. And also is well seen by Jensen. But I'm not sure that the placement of the ball to Pillier is spot on just yet. When it will be spot on, he'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, contact call there against the goal defence for New South Wales. Piper being pushed over the line.
Isn't it funny how the goal defence is like, who, me?
Yeah.
And the goal attack's like, oh my God, I'm such a... Oh no. A princess. I love the antics on the court. That's what makes our sport special and dramatic, as long as we don't become soccer.
That's right. Austin almost coming away with the ball. Long ball down to the pocket for New South Wales, straight into the circle, and our new goal attack.
It's just effortless by the goal attack, and I'm not sure why the umpire's calling
penalty
that.
Not set is what she's saying.
Well, she's now put the shot at a disadvantage. This is a funny thing in netball that you have to, when the umpire blows the whistle, they have to put it out of play. And now New South Wales has not gotten the score that they did sink. But the umpire potentially could have allowed advantage because a pass was successfully made by the goal attack to the goal shooter. And that is how umpires generally are supposed to interpret it. If the ball leaves the hand of the attacking player, then the advantage should be played.
So a bit of an air ball, Piper, on that one. New South Wales taking that baseline throw in.
Oh, it's just such great, steady work by the New South Wales women. It allows the boys to just sit back and admire it and just be athletic at the end of it. But the craft of the New South Wales women there was really admirable.
That's it. Pillier just jumping side onto the post and sinking another one. Strong take from Gunn. He has defenders from both sides.
That is really good by Western Australia. The New South Wales goalkeeper, Oni Bayavatu, he had his head turned the other way. He was never going to get that ball. So it went to Gunn in the backspace.
That's it. Oh, interesting call down this end. We've had a contact call going against New South Wales on their attacking centre pass. Dronefield takes the penalty pass. Timing just a little bit early here for the WA attacking players. But they're still managing to get into that goal circle.
They don't need to be anxious. West Australia is in control. Not that to say that they're dominating, but they could just stick to their structures rather than passing a little bit too early, as you said, Hannah.
Nice high ball there into Pillier, and jumps and sinks it.
Yeah, that will happen all day. So that was what I was referring to. He's just going to dominate if they let him, but they still need to craft the ball to the edge of the circle. And that's what Jensen is there to do.
For sure. So chase up there by Austin.
What do you think of Austin at wing attack instead of centre now?
Again, a completely different dynamic. He's very, very good on the second phase when he's in that wing attack role. So it just depends on, like I said, the combinations that you have around him in which one you would prefer him in.
So, Hannah, you're a coach. How much time do you invest in the structure of telling players the first phase and the second phase? Do they need to know that terminology?
They definitely need to know the terminology. I think I'm lucky with the boys I have. So like Scotty Austin out there, that they have been around netball for a very long time, or they are the younger boys now coming up through the pathway that we're developing in West Australia. So they do know the terminology of it. And if not, they know how to ask questions if they're not sure what it is.
Yeah, it's really important, isn't it, that they understand if you say, second phase, I need you to drop, that they will just do that.
Yeah.
And the more education that they have, the better. And we're seeing the skill level increase in men's and mixed netball through the programs and the competitions at state levels that you're one of the coaches of.
Yeah, for sure. I think back to when I played in this division here, the Open Mix, that was back in 2016, and with a lot of these players that are actually still on this team. And the skill level and the intensity of the games and everything has risen so much than what it was back then. So it's such a good thing to see. We have a small change here for West Australia as New South Wales sinks another shot.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Rebecca Lill coming on to goal attack, so giving Marinee Piper a rest on the bench.
Piper was doing a great job, so it's just a substitution to refresh the legs, possibly.
Yeah, that's it. I think Lil will bring a completely different dynamic down there. Again, her and Griff have played together before, so back in 2016 they were two of my teammates. They've had the experience in there. Lil not quite as speedy as Piper, but definitely a playmaker down there. Oh, Pillier missed a shot. It's not like him. Lucky he can get his own rebounds, though, and sinks the second one.
He is so intimidating, but such a natural human being. But, yes, you just can't stand against a player like that. It's
Definitely
so
not.
difficult.
Definitely not. So, big fly from Brendan Flegg down there in goalkeeper. We've got them coming back. Dylan Gunn's asking for the contact call, but New South Wales are all over that feed into him.
So Western Australia maintain a lead of 1 goal, 28-27. It's really quite competitive and tight, but no team is authoritatively stamping this match into their own territory.
No, they haven't, have they? There's been a couple of times where we've had a 3-goal run, but then it's gone back to the other team for a 3-goal run. So the momentum does keep shifting, but like you said, no one's standing out.
That was a challenge from Taki Jensen, but he was offside. I often wonder what is the point of that when it doesn't even really delay the play or waste time in the favour of either team. But, you know, that's the master, that's the netball.
So we've got some better one-on-one defence here from West Australia. They're a bit better at their dictating.
But they're also deliberately hitting the hands of the player. And I'm not sure, I would never coach that myself. But it can be a smart thing to do, because if you slow down the opposition in any way and the umpire doesn't call it, well,
I mean, we definitely don't want anything that's not in the rules. That's definitely not the way of anyone here, I would say, but little sneaky things happening out on court.
Oh, I'm not to say that the West Australians shouldn't do it. It is noticeable from here, and they must have been told that it's okay. But it is admirable to slow the play down.
That's it. So we got Pillier just standing there. He wants the ball.
Your goal defence, she is doing so much work left and right and back, and just covering two players.
And pulled it off.
Well, the effect was there. She didn't get the ball herself, but it was really, really smart, and it confuses the space. The feeders just can't get the ball to where they want to go.
Yeah, doing her role very nicely since coming on drone field. A little bit more disciplined down in that goal circle than what we saw in the first half. And Lil sinks her first goal
That is
coming from that
beautiful
turnover.
to see. Really great shot. 30-28. Western Australia, the home team, are leading at the moment.
Oh, very unlucky call there. And popping gun right under the post. All right, now New South Wales centre pass. We just want to thank a massive thank you to our Australian men's and mixed champions. Our Championships 2023 sponsors. So we're proudly supported by Bladen WA, Great Temptation Sweet Treats, Spudshed, West Coast Fever, Netball WA, Venues West, and the Trophy Shop.
Hannah, we should get some sweet treats after this, because it's Easter, right?
That's right.
Oh, but we don't
Treat yourself day.
But where are our treats? We had to buy our own lunch.
I know.
What is this?
Gosh, you think the host state would treat us for commentating?
As if.
Yeah.
No, we just do it because we love it, don't we?
That's right, we do. Yeah, big suckers for netball. Bomb down the court there from Howden, straight to Styles.
Oh, Gunn. Like, Oni just pushed him in the back, and Gunn still took that ball strongly. Off balance and got the shot in.
Great aerial player there, Gunn. If you pop him up in the air, he will win one-on-one competitions every time. And very lucky there.
Well, that was a really bad pass. I'm not going to say the S word, but come on.
Yeah.
It was just so lucky. Pillier turns dirt into magic time and again.
There we go. Once again, getting his own rebounds and sinking the second try. So a WA centre pass. Can see all the prelims happening off that transverse line. Not quite the execution you want for that long ball in the second phase.
Oh, Gunn. That was so well seen by Lil. Really intelligent feed. But the shooter just has to sink it in the end, don't they?
They do. That easy job once you're under there. Get that ball in the hole. And it's all right. He makes up for it because he gets the possession back. A little bit stagnant in that goal circle now. We did talk about how Lil and Parker were very different goal attacks. And sinks a mid-range shot.
I'm impressed by Gunn. He's made a difference in this second half. I'm not sure of the right combination for Western Australia at this point, but yeah, it's confusing for coaches, isn't it? Like, which players do you put out and which situations, and who's going to answer the call?
Yeah, that's it. Like we said before, it's like both teams are filled with great players, and it's all about the combinations because some people complement each other in certain positions. I would really like to see Rebecca Nitschke for WA coming on soon, just to add a little bit more kind of dynamo in that defensive pressure through either the centre or the wing defence role.
Speaking of defence there, Oni just barracked for the penalty, and he got it. I feel like the umpire was sort of like, Yeah, man. You got that ball. Cheering for him almost. So Nitschke is a dynamic goal defense, you said?
Wing defense centre
Oh.
is her role, but she is a playmaker no matter where she is. So that's one player I'd like to see come on in this last quarter. So almost at three-quarter time here. And about to be 1 goal difference if New South Wales can finish this one off nicely. They've got 10 seconds to go.
There we are.
Pillier answers the call. There we are.
33 West Australia, 32 New South Wales.
And he's going to hold on to it.
Yes, well done, Jensen. And that's the score. 1 goal the difference in this opening round of the All-Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, with West Australia, the hosts, ahead just marginally. Welcome back there, our friends on Facebook. We are at the All-Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships for 2023. Western Australia is leading New South Wales in the Open Mixed title by 1 goal going into the last quarter. It is very, very tight. Neither team has really stamped their authority, but we look forward to seeing who can bring it out in the last 15 minutes.
Yes, I can see a couple of changes by the looks. We've got a lot of players with bibs down in the WA camp. The change that I was calling for has not happened. We've got Nitschke still on the bench, but it looks like the only change I can see is Morgan Stiles has come onto wing defence, and we've got Marinee Piper into the wing attack role. So see how she goes in there. She dominated in the goal attack in the first half.
Well, Piper was a brilliant player at goal attack, and I think it could be a smart choice to have her as a feeder as well.
Yeah, she is a fantastic feeder. So she knows where the shooters want the ball, that's for sure. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, she was a great feeder at goal attack, but in being placed at goal attack, she would create that space as well. So sometimes moving someone to a different position on the court doesn't have the master stroke that you're hoping for. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. So WA with possession. Keenan Heldon did get one-handed intercept on the circle edge. I'm sure he'll be pretty chuffed with himself about that one.
So now we have probably the starting lineup for New South Wales on the court. So I would be anticipating a few more defensive stops. Not to say that it's a guarantee, but I think that they will be a little bit better than last quarter.
Yeah, not as few changes in this game as we saw in our previous men's res game. Not entirely sure what happens there with the ball in the air, centre on the floor. But WA comes out with a goal. And we'd just like to say a big thank you to Fort Physiotherapy. Fort Physiotherapy has been providing physiotherapy services and rehabilitation services for West Coast Thunder since inception. We are a proud sponsor of this athlete group and look after many athletes and general populations in the clinic. If you have any injury or chronic pain, see the professionals at Fort Physiotherapy, where you can book an appointment online at www.fortphysio.com.
Oh my goodness, the amount of physiotherapy I've needed over the years, Hannah.
Oh yeah, and I did see
Spectacular.
Fort Physio's owner, Simon Trinker. He's been, like we said, with us from the start, and I can guarantee you he quite enjoys inflicting pain on sore muscles throughout the week. So
They love it, don't they? They're cruel people.
yes, many a times been trying not to swear and yell while he's been working on my calves or feet or something.
Oh, go ahead and swear, Hannah. You know you want to. I've sworn so much that you have to keep the physiotherapist on side, don't you?
That's right, you do. And very unlucky on that one, bouncing out of the ring from Beck Lill. New South Wales coming away with the rebound. Not quite looking after their possession there.
Well, there's no structure. Like, surely one of the players should drive down the court. Surely they should widen and then a player would drive to the ball. But it just didn't happen. Like, New
No.
South Wales needs to actually think under this pressure. They are going to be under much greater pressure in the finals later this week. They just need to have a structure.
And a caution looks like it is being given to the goal defence. So German's just getting a caution there for persistent obstruction under the post. New South Wales centre pass. Let's see if they can answer that with the goal.
Once again,
Oh.
there's a lack of structure from New South Wales. The two mid-court players didn't know how to balance their leads up, and the ball was almost intercepted by a heroic Western Australian goalkeeper.
Yeah, so just saw the change that's happened there. So Brendan Flegg has come off onto the bench and Griff Thomas coming into that goalkeeper role. We did see him in goal shooter before, so let's see what he can do up against Pillier. Nice push off there from Pillier. Surprised the umpire didn't see that one.
Well, that's how you're coached, to win the game. You do whatever it takes, don't you, shooter?
Definitely not elbow. But sinks the goal. WA centre pass, Piper straight out. A little bit hesitant on that second phase drive was Lil, and she's very lucky she got the contact call against Hamer there.
Where has the toss gone in netball? That was worthy of a toss. Both of them had eyes to the ball, but the umpire saw it and called it the way it was. But sometimes in netball, there should be a toss.
Yeah, very hard, I suppose. I remember doing it as a kid, but I suppose if the umpires are doing the job, someone touches the ball first. Oh, massive
yes.
fly from Howden. One
So
hand
good.
pulls it in.
I really like Howden at centre. Having your male player at wing attack probably wasn't working quite as well as we now see Howden at centre. He's really influential, and his timing on the fly is really smart.
So another shot falling short for Lil, and New South Wales getting the ball on the outside of the circle. So the change that I was calling for, Rebecca Nitschke has come onto wing defence for WA. So let's see what kind of a difference she can make down there.
That was
Don't need her by the looks. Thomas is coming
silly.
out.
Yeah, Jensen just, I don't know, he just overplayed that.
Not quite enough touch on that feed into gun. New South Wales getting lots of hands to it. And brilliant vision there from Piper. Didn't even see gun popping through the baseline there, did you?
Well, if there's a space for a truck to go through,
Yeah.
you may as well put the ball there.
That's true. So we're starting to see WA pulling away on the scoreboard a little bit. Not if they keep doing that, though. New South Wales once again are looking after the ball. Great vision down court there. And a big old flick up feed to Pillier in the circle. And there we go. Very one-handed, isn't he?
Yeah, his claws are massive. And also because he's from a Pacific Islands background, they do like to reach up for one-handed takes. Like, you see Janelle Fowler, she can do that for West Coast Fever. The Islanders, they just seem to be able to grip a ball at their maximum stretch naturally.
Just love it, you reckon? Oh, okay. So no call from the umpire on that half of the court, but this umpire says it's out of court.
Once again, a toss. Where's the toss?
I mean, it was definitely someone's possession. Oh, we've got Pillier on the floor. Another player on the floor. What's going on here? Hopefully you don't need the towel down there. It's not too slippery or sweaty. So mid-range from Lil. She attempts to offload it to Gunn. He doesn't quite come away with it. He's calling for the contact call, but wasn't really there.
And Jensen just turned his back, even for 1 second. Turning your back on the ball in netball is pretty much a cardinal sin, because you never know when someone's going to need you.
Very true. Very true. So New South Wales, another goal by Pillier. You were right. He's dominating down there. What they perhaps needed in that first half?
Well, it was clear to me that he is their star shooter, and they just needed to put Catalano on because he needs to be able to play out these big games as well.
That's right. So if you were captain at the moment for WA, Andrew, what would you be telling the team to do to shut that down?
Oh, to shut down Pillier. Well, I think a bit of randomness actually is a good idea in sport sometimes. So you would be asking the wing defense to make some calls and say, hey, what defensive structure should we need next? Well, let's do a zone. Let's do a 2-on-1. And also, I haven't seen the New South Wales goal attack shoot very much. So probably start with that to put pressure on her, and then do the zone, do the 2-on-1, the switch, the one, like, yes, just getting someone to actually make some decisions as to the defensive structure.
Yeah, for sure. Offside there, Gunn going for the ball. Had Janor come into the wing attack role as well, bringing Piper to the bench.
And you saw then, your West Australians did a very smart thing. They attacked the receipt of the ball on the goal attack rather than waiting for it to come to the goal shooter. But it looks embarrassing, but it actually will be effective if they get the timing right.
Yep, so we've got a time for Tau, bit of sweat on the court.
So your goal defense, she came out for this brilliant flyer, and I would encourage that, but do it in equal parts with a 2-on-1. But the 2-on-1 is not effective against someone like Pillier. So they really need to do something different.
Yeah, for sure. Just shutting that ball down and like causing the turnover before it even gets anywhere near that goal circle.
Also, New South Wales, if they get a penalty or a free pass, they might make an assumption and pass it poorly. So you can't rely on the opposition making mistakes, but actually by putting no pressure on at times, it causes them to make a mistake and rush. That's great from Gunn.
Oh yeah, that possibly a step there though.
Oh, no, shooters never step. What are you talking about? So New South Wales are now ahead by 1 goal. It's extremely close with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's just been that kind of pattern the whole game, hasn't it? We've got WA would be up by, 3 or 4, maybe 5, and then we've had New South Wales coming back and getting back in front by 1.
Yes, exactly, Hannah. Western Australia have actually been the form team, but there's just not enough accuracy and consistency to really stamp their authority. And
yeah.
I know that the players are trying their very, very best, just like we saw there, but there's not enough consistency. And that's what the coach will need to be evaluating throughout the week.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got another Tower timeout there. And a couple of changes. We've got Piper coming onto the goal attack role and Austin coming back into the centre role.
Well, if they're going to win this game, Piper needs to be on the court. She is the standout player for mine from Western Australia for this whole game. Every other player does their job, but she has really made the difference. So I hope that she can sink the winning goal. And
You reckon it's going to go down to the wire, hey?
oh, I would love that. Every single game should be competitive. But I think that she might have the moment to make the decision to sing that goal or not.
For sure. And we've got just a miss.
So-
and a rebounds from
So
Pillier.
yes, that's exactly what I was saying. We haven't seen the New South Wales goal attack shoot very much. Maybe that's the key. However, Pillier will clean up the rebounds. So maybe it doesn't make a difference. Some tactics are smart, but they don't make a difference.
An obstruction call, lucky for Austin as he stepped into that. And there we go, Piper getting her own rebounds.
There you go. Piper's got it. Oh, she's so
She
clever.
won't miss a second of time.
She's got such great timing. Come on.
Great defensive pressure there on the centre pass, but New South Wales know exactly how to break that wall. There we go. And straight over to the one-on-one to Pillier. Yep, contact there from Thomas, elbow in the back.
That was what I was saying about Pillier. In the past, he would not have stumbled at all. He would have taken that and planted his feet accurately. So,
Yep.
you know, he's not quite as amazing as he was in the past. He's still amazing and very difficult to defend.
Yeah, a couple of players on here that have been playing a long time, isn't there?
Oh, send them off to the glue factory.
Yeah.
Actually, Pillier, I think, might only be about 30 or 32 years old.
Oh, okay.
And yes, they're really reasonably young players, but they have chosen to move on from the opens duties that is extremely demanding to get into and to maintain.
That's right. And another goal from New South Wales. So they're up by 2 now. It's been a call for a towel. We did see Janor slip over on her drive before. So just looking for that wet patch again. And we'll take this opportunity to thank WA Sports Performance. So WASP is a proud partner of the West Coast Thunder, located in Willerton. WASP is Perth's premier strength and conditioning and sports injury rehab facility, bridging the gap between amateur and elite performance from youth athlete through to professional. Long bomb down the court to Pillier. Oh, misses it. And Nitschke grabbing that, taking advantage. We've had a bit of a tumble from both the centres on the court. Bit of a trip over and then Austin went for a fly.
Well, Austin actually tripped over Jensen. And
Yeah.
I don't even know why Jensen fell over.
No,
but
look, I think he just slipped. Might be a couple of extra sweat patches on the floor there.
they're just very competitive people. Like, they're putting everything in and they know it's on the line in these last 2 minutes, 23 seconds.
So 3 goals. Do you reckon this is where WA comes back, Andrew?
No, I'm pretty much sure now that New South Wales will win. But, you know, I've never been wrong in my entire life. No, just kidding.
So we've had Griff Thomas come back into goal shooter. So they've brought Dylan Gunn off. So starting with their original shooting lineup. And Thomas will sink this under the post.
Thomas is a good shooter, but a bit more static compared to Gunn. So both
Yes.
you keep saying the combination has to stand up, and I think this is one of the evidence here. Piper, very lucky. She's a skillful girl, but you know, every now and then a static shooter can work and a moving shooter can work. They just need to use it at the right time, and the coach needs to tell them what is working.
For sure. So we've got a New South Wales centre pass. We've got 1 goal in it with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. Might come true. Might come down right to the buzzer, like you said before, Andrew.
Oh,
Especially if they
Western
feed in.
Australia gets the ball. I love it.
Yeah, just caused those horrible feeds in there. And let's see if they can convert this. Not when they're throwing into the hands. So we've got a WA sideline throw in. Austin onto the circle edge.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
not quite the right
That
ball into
dribble
Piper.
pass, no. It was actually a good choice, but executed maybe not quite high enough.
There we go, some shooted. Oh, big swipe at the ball there from Pillier.
Okay, you've got 30 seconds. Can New South Wales push this out of contention for Western Australia?
And, Nitschke, that defensive pressure on the circle edge. A little bit too slow, though. Jensen already had this possession.
Okay, we got 11 seconds left. Pillier stinks
Here we
some
go,
ball.
and I think that's New South Wales game.
Well, it was in doubt. The New South Wales have prevailed by 2 goals, and Western Australia have been very, very tough and competitive the whole time. So, what have we learned from today?
Well, we've learnt there's going to be lots of changes throughout the week. Rolling
Yes.
subs are on. They're in and they're on. I think that we definitely will see some good shooter-to-shooter connections for, I think, both of these teams throughout the week as well. So
yes.
watch those build. And I think we need to learn on harder defensive pressure for both teams down the court.
Always, championships are made on defence.
Oh, yes.
And so, thank you, Hannah. This is Andrew Kennedy. We have just seen New South Wales win 43-41 in the Open Mixed Netball Team Championship in the first round.